Hello Hans, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Sadie. I talk about everything from makeup, fashion and lifestyle, and today it's going to be a different kind of vid. It's going to be a more sit down, chatty vid, no thrills, just me and you. My cup of coffee, it says you okay Han, like very fitting. Are you okay? Are you okay? That's what we're going to find out today, because I'm going to attempt to be your agony aunt, you know? I've always wanted this job. Honestly, it's my dream. When I just sit down and help someone, like when people come to me for advice, I like to think I'm quite helpful and I'm a good listener and I'm good at giving advice. Not for myself, my life's a fucking train wreck, so ignore that, but yeah, to other people. So we're gonna put that to the test. I've asked on Instagram just if you guys have any things you need advice on or dilemmas, and I've got some really good ones sent in, so I'm gonna attempt to answer it. I've got my coffee. I was gonna have wine, but then I thought it's probably not the best idea to get absolutely trolleyed while I'm giving life advice. Although sometimes when you're drunk you do have like the best deep chats, don't you? So yeah, we're gonna stick to coffee. I did actually drink last night as well, so I'm not feeling the best. And then I've got my chocolate buttons ready so we can just have a little girly chat. By the way, these are the best ever, no arguments, and they need to be put in the fridge. Cold chocolate is just elite because it doesn't melt and it's not like soggy. I'm sorry, no arguments. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it and start giving some unsolicited advice. My lipstick is transferring awfully. Also, I just wanted to add, I am obviously not a psychologist or a counsellor or anything like that. I'm not a professional. So any of my advice, just take it with a pinch of salt. It's just me being 24, all the life things that have happened to me, given my perspective. But if you do actually really need help, I'll leave some links to like online counselling and things like that, because if you do really need help, go and seek it. So I've just got the responses all on my phone. Everything's going to be completely anonymous. I'm not going to use names or anything. I would never do you like that, obviously. So the first one is social anxiety coming back over lockdown, and now we're slowly coming out. I'm really scared. I can feel like I can really relate to this. Like, I think especially if you have anxiety, which I do, I speak about this quite openly. Going into lockdown, at first it was scary because it was like, oh my god, you're scared of the virus. You already got a heightened nervous system anyway, but then you're scared of the virus. You can't go anywhere, so you can't see your friends and live your normal life. That was where my anxiety came from, because slipping back into really like dark, horrible thoughts. Then, as lockdown carried on, when you're an anxious person, you guys, I started to quite enjoy it, because I'm like, I don't have to deal with all these triggers throughout a day. Like, I don't have to travel anywhere on a busy tube. I don't have to talk to loads of people all day. So I was kind of like, oh, me being the little social recluse I am, I started to quite enjoy lockdown. So I can definitely relate to this. I feel like now things are opening up again. It's like, oh crap, like we've just adjusted to this way of life. If you have anxiety as well, you struggle with change, and like we've just adjusted to this. Like, how do we go back? I think what's going to help with your anxiety is it's gonna be a slow change. It's not just gonna be like bang, everything's back to normal. Like, it's happening in phases, so hopefully that gives us time to adjust. Don't overthink it with it. Just take everything really slow. If you're referring to overthinking, panic attacks, stuff like that, just really work on techniques to get those down. Rescue remedy in every situation is your best friend. I've lost mine and I feel anxious about losing that, do you know what I mean? Just, it's completely normal to feel like this. So yeah, and having less stress in your day, but don't panic and overthink it like, oh my god, we're going back to normal. Just try and slow down and enjoy every day, do you know what I mean? So yeah, but yeah, I can really relate to that one. How not to be afraid of starting a blog. Oh, this again, I can relate to this one. Like, obviously there was a time when I started, and I think I wasn't in school and stuff, so it was different, but I think there's definitely this fear when you start sort of taking social media seriously or start a blog. You think everyone around you is just going to judge you. You're like, oh my god, like they're going to laugh at me, because when you just start something out, it's like your friends might not understand. So I totally get that. I think you have to just think, I know it's really cliche, but we have one life, right? You obviously really want to start a blog. It obviously really excites you and you feel passionate about it. Do what you feel passionate about, otherwise like it's just wasted. You've got wasted potential. Just, it's not worth the fear. Like, we should do things that scare us. Like, if it scares you, it's probably good. So yeah, I think definitely just go for it. You can always, with a blog, like do it without publishing it or without posting it. Like, you can do Instagram and like archive it, or make a new Instagram and like draft things, so you've got your posts ready to go, you know what you would say. Same with your blog, like write a post but don't publish it, so you kind of get a feel for it. Talk to one of your friends or family, be like, I feel like I'm starting this, like what do you think? You'll be surprised that people will probably support you. So definitely don't be afraid of what people think, and like you just have to jump in, you just have to go for it. There is no magic formula, like you have to be in it to win it, do you know what I mean? You have to just go for it. I was so honestly, I was so worried, and like then you see people sending it and stuff and you're like, look at me now. No, but yeah, please just go for it. Next time you speak to me, I want you to be like, yeah, I just started my blog, it's going well. Okay, the next one is more like a uni related and career related, which is exciting. I'm doing fashion design at uni and I really struggle with uni and getting myself in. Honey, trust me, I dropped out of uni after 6 weeks, so cheers to that. Part of me wants to drop out, but then I think I will struggle to get into the industry. As you work in fashion, what's your opinion and how easy is it without a degree? Okay, so I feel like I need more details. Like, how long are you into your degree? I'm just gonna assume she's in first year. Yeah, I do not have a degree, but I did study fashion. So I studied drama in uni, absolutely hate it. Kind of like you were saying, like I was like, my heart's not in it, I'm struggling to get involved. I'm kind of like, I felt like I was like, why am I here? But I left because I didn't see myself getting a job in drama after. But you're saying you do really want to go to the fashion industry, so that's what's making me think maybe it is worth it to stay in uni for you. So I actually went to a fashion college, which is like a year accelerated course, the Fashion Retail Academy. It's kind of like fast tracks you into a career. It's hard because if I look at myself and everyone around me, everyone who I know who works in fashion either went to uni, got a degree, or went to Fashion Retail Academy. I've seen a few people, and a very few, work up from stores and sort of like get a job as an intern and stuff. And it obviously can be done. Like, if you know the right people, you get that internship, but then an internship means working for free. Whereas when you have a degree, after the degree or college, you get a graduate scheme year thing. That's what I did at Arcadia, and it's like, you still get paid. It's not a lot, but you get paid, so you're not doing an unpaid internship. So I am really torn. I feel, if you're already sort of in it and you really want to work in this, I do think it's worth staying because you want to work in the fashion industry. Is there like reasons you don't like it? Like, can you get more involved with projects or like find your love for it again? If you've already gone through first year, I think you have two options, right? You can either go for it and stick it out and really get stuck in and be like, this is your one opportunity in your life to do uni course, you really love fashion, like try your best. I do know it's hard, I know how you feel, and I know a lot of people struggle with uni. It's not always cracked up to be sometimes. Or you can maybe look into going to the Fashion Retail Academy. It's like a fraction of the price. I think it's £3 or £4 for the year course. You go 2 days a week, but it is in London. You kind of speak to more industry professionals and stuff like that. You could then do that and then maybe go fast tracked and work with companies from there. So that's if you want to work quicker, because then you only have to do 1 more year. But if you want, obviously the degree, it does mean more. I don't know, this one is hard. I think you know deep down in your heart, I dropped out and I'm fine and I've got a job, but I did a job completely separate to the degree I was studying. So that is a hard one. It is hard knowing whether to drop out. I think if you genuinely are so unhappy and you're like, nah, I cannot do it, you can't imagine yourself doing another 2 years, it will make you physically depressed, leave and go to the fashion college instead. But if you're like, no, I reckon I could do it, I've already paid this money, it's worth it, keep going. And then there was actually another one, how to get a career in fashion. So that's kind of very similar. Like, if the sort of 3 ways is study a degree and then you sort of like get an internship. You will, I think the best way is to do a grad scheme or an internship, because once you have that degree, the internship, everything on your CV, you're kind of like, you've got everything you need to get a good job after that. Also, while you're like studying or while you're doing these internships, you meet so many people. Like, I know everyone says it, but it is like who you know sometimes, because you never know who you're gonna meet. Like, you'll meet someone at a event thing and just sort of say hi to them or get on with them, and then like a year later, they're suddenly working at a company that you love, and they're like, oh, do you remember we met that time, and like you were nice to them, and then they're more inclined to help you. So it's more like a networking thing. So that's why I say as well, always be nice to everyone, because you literally never know. You never know what they might like end up doing. I've I've met people before and they've gone on to like work with brands I love, and then they're like, oh hey, do you remember we met years ago, like do you want some gifting from this? And I'm like, oh my god, like who knew our paths would cross again? And especially when you're like trying to get a job, because then you get people like applying for things and you're like, oh, I've met her before, like she's really nice, or God forbid, but also she's not nice. Like that's happened before as well when people apply for jobs. So yeah, always be nice to everyone, but follow, it depends what part of fashion you want to work in as well. A good tip is follow people who do the jobs that you want, because people a lot of the time post on stories like internships, or you can just follow their story and get inspired. But yeah, they definitely post jobs and internships always on stories. So yeah, but good luck. It's a really exciting career to be involved in as well. Okay, my coffee's getting cold. I need to stop chatting and like drink it a bit. Oh, that was too big of a gulp. Okay, let's stick with the job theme for now, and then we can switch to something else. Do I change from a job I love that's very difficult emotionally? I wonder what that is. To an easy job that is okay, but the same money. Same money. So both the jobs, you get paid the same, so money's not an issue. What the issue is, she loves the job, but it's emotionally, what was that word she used? Difficult emotionally. But then to just a similar job that's okay. It depends how taxing this job is on your emotions. Like if you're coming home and you're so drained and you feel like it is affecting your life, because at the end of the day, we need to have a good work-life balance. Like if your job is giving you so much anxiety and so much stress that when you come home, it's kind of dabbing into your personal life and you feel like you genuinely can't enjoy your life because of it, then I would say switch. But the fact that you say you love it, there's obviously some reward in it for you. I don't know, it is kind of like your passion versus like, is it healthy for your emotions? I don't know. I think if you get a reward out of it and you love it, I think stick with it, because very quickly you could change careers and then you realise like your life's quite normal again and you're like, actually I kind of miss it, I loved it, I loved doing that and it was great. But I don't know what the job is, because I'm thinking more like counsellor kind of vibes, but it could literally be anything. Oh, I don't know, this one is really hard. I think stick with it unless it is really affecting your life, because at the end of the day, your work isn't everything. It doesn't define you and your life. So if you think you would be happier in your personal life if you left, I think do it. I'm really intrigued. If you're watching this, please, I want to know what your job is. Please, can you DM me and let me know? I'm such a nosy bitch. Okay. Oh, this one's really sad. I've lost my job and my boyfriend during this pandemic. How do I get back on that bad bitch grind? Oh, you will get there. You would honestly get there. But yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that that's fucking shit. Like, I feel like this has happened to a lot of people. Like, it's like things come in threes. Like, it's like, oh, there's a pandemic, like there's a virus, you can't leave the house. And it's like, oh, my fucking boyfriend's dumped me. And then like, oh, I fucking lost my job. It's everyone I think's had this moment in their lives, and I'm sorry to tell you, if you haven't had this moment, it's gonna come. So watch out. But I feel like this is such character building. Like, if your life is going smooth all the time, you're never gonna grow and learn. But if you can deal with this, if you can deal with having all these shit things thrown at you and you come out stronger, you can deal with anything. Do you know what I mean? And that in itself is that's the bad bitch energy. Do you know what I mean? Just overcoming this. Like, you don't just, yeah, you can like throw on a bit of fake tan, gold hoops and be like, yeah, I'm a bad bitch. But really the bad bitch energy comes from within. It comes from actually healing, like dealing with like the heartbreak and like moving on from that and coming out the other side. The same as losing a job. But I can imagine it's hard. Like, these things are what makes up our identity, is our job, our boyfriends. But fuck that. Like, you can feel so free. Like, I know it's shit, but also it must be kind of freeing. Like, you now can go and do a different job, like work on your CV, really think, what do I want to do in my life? Get that other job, put all your energy into finding like a new employment. You never know, you might find something different you want to do, and then really, yeah, take this time to work on yourself, because you don't have a relationship to worry about anymore. Yeah, I think once that healing's done, you have a glow up, an internal glow up. The post-breakup glow up, you can't buy it in a bottle, hun, so I can't wait to see it. We want to see it. But yeah, a quick fix, like I just said, put on fuckloads of fake tan and gold hoops. I think that's why I wear it every day, the bad bitch energy. Oh, it's fucking lukewarm. It's the worst kind of coffee. Ugh. Well, I'm gonna drink it. Might be able to crack out the chocolate buttons soon. Depends how stressed these questions make me. Now I'm going to move on to the next theme. I think it's easier to keep it within themes, actually. I should have probably decided that before I bloody started the video, but this is just my unorganised self, as ever. We'd love to see it, right? Okay, so we're going to move on to like body confidence. Obviously, if you follow my Instagram, if you don't, again, it's rude, you know? I'm going to put my @ right here. Also follow me on TikTok, but I recently posted, well, I'm starting, and I really want to post more about like body positivity and body confidence. So just things that are very, very important to me. So this is the theme we're going to do now. So how to accept my stomach. My stomach sticks out a bit and it makes me so self-conscious. Girl, I'm like CEO of the club, honestly. I'm CEO. Like, that's what my whole post was about. Like, I don't know what it is, but that lower bit of belly fat just doesn't want to fuck off. Even when I was size 6, so that's the thing. Like, I think we get very obsessed with it. But even when I was skinnier, when I worked out all the time, when I barely ate anything, I still had like a lower belly, like a little fat pouch. And I was like, what the fuck? It's just your genetics. We're like women, like we're grown women. Our bodies are made to reproduce. Like, we hold fat down there and have bigger hips, so one day we can give birth, like childbearing hips. I mean, have you heard that saying? So like, I don't know what this weird obsession is about it. Tips for dealing with it, like, one, I think a lot of the time it's like a comparison culture. Like, we only don't like it because society tells us not to like it and tells us that the perfect body is a flat stomach. So kind of reduce the amount you look at those kind of images. Like, when I did that, like, it just changes your mindset. And also, like, when you go out and about in real life, I'm not saying like look at other people and be like, oh yeah, I look better than her, but like actually look at everyone's bodies. Like, everyone is just really normal and like average size. It's social media that fucks us up and makes us think that everyone is size 6. They're absolutely not. And even people who are size 6 still have bellies. It's just angles. Like, I'm a fucking awful culprit for it sometimes. Like, I pose in a certain way and to make my belly look flat, but it's absolutely not. It's just angles, smoke and mirrors. So definitely change your feed to like follow people that have similar bodies to you, and then you'll suddenly start realizing, you're like, oh, she looks so beautiful, but she has a similar body to me, so therefore my body is beautiful too. It's just very empowering. So definitely change like who you follow, like, and the images you look at. And also it's about the way you talk to yourself internally. So, you know, when you look in the mirror, like, and you're just like, oh, I look so disgusting, or I can't wear that, I just look really fat. Oh, my belly, like, look, it is so fat, I feel disgusting. Just completely change that whole narrative. Just try it. Even if you don't feel it, just start saying it. Like, I like look in the mirror and I straight away go to my belly and I'm like, oh, like if my belly was smaller, I'd like myself. Just change that. And now I like look at my belly and I'm like, sounds so weird, but I'll be like, oh, you look so cute. Like, it's kind of cute that it's like squishy and stuff, and just kind of look at yourself and be like, wow, you look amazing, and just keep saying it. And I think when you think bad thoughts of yourself, like, ultimately that's what you become. So I hope I'm making sense, but yeah, just change the narrative of how you talk about yourself inside your head. But yeah, the struggle is real, girl. I feel you. It is a journey, but we will get there. There was another body confidence one. Where is it? Where are you, honey? Oh, so body acceptance and the fear of being judged for my weight gain. So a similar one. Do you know what? Anyone that fucking judges you for your weight gain is just sad. I don't know what everyone's obsession is about weight. Like, anything, whether you gain it or lose it. Like, I feel like everyone just feels the need to comment. Just shut up. Don't talk about my weight. It's my body. I honestly hate it. Like, and it's just this obsession of being like, oh, you look like you've lost a bit of weight, or you look so good, or like, oh, you really filling out, or like, why are you commenting on how I look? Like, get a life. It's just sad. I don't know. I think accepting you, the thing is, you have to like accept yourself and your weight gain before you can worry about what other people think. Do you know what I mean? That is all that matters. Once you accept yourself, like, even me posting that picture the other day, I feel like I've accepted my belly a lot more. I feel just freer. I feel relieved. I feel like, what can anyone tell me now? Like, oh, your belly's fat. Okay, great, woo. Like, you call me fat. Like, what was that gonna do? Nothing. It's just a word. So fuck them. So the main thing I think here is to accept yourself. And once you have that confidence, you are kind of untouchable. Like, no one can say shit to you then, because it's like, they can't get through to you. Do you know what I mean? So as well as all the tips I just said before, like, really try and accept yourself, all right? Because you're the one that's got to live with your body the whole time. Other people have told us that these bodies aren't okay, but we can change it. Like why can't like bigger girls be sexy? They obviously can. Like bigger bodies can look amazing. So I don't know, I just think really try and change your perception. It definitely is hard. It doesn't happen overnight. Like even for me, it's been a while. It's been a long time for me to accept my body. Like I've been this size for like 2.5 years, and I've gained weight for 2.5 years, and I've only just started to accept it. But little wins throughout the day. So good luck. We're all rooting for each other. And can I just say, actually, I think I wrote this on my caption, like life is just too short to spend it every day hating ourselves. Like it really is. Like you get one life. Like what is the point in waking up every day and being like, I hate my body? Like it's just boring. It's not nice for anyone. Like that's what I think. Like it's just, life is too short. Okay, here we go. Oh, there was another body confidence one. Shit, oh my god, I'm struggling to feel confident with my body. Hip dips. Any advice on what style of clothes to wear? I don't know where this whole hip dip thing's come from, because I feel like hip dips have been a thing forever, but suddenly now we're obsessing over them, like, I hate them. What is this? And do you remember when that whole thing about like cankles came out? Like, why did we just suddenly decide that one body thing is disgusting? Like, I think hip dips look nice. You need to follow Nelly London. She has hip dips, and I'm like, her body's fucking fire. That's the thing, just follow people that have the same things as you, and it will completely change your perception. I guess if you want to hide them, wear things that like skim over, like, and go outwards. Like even this dress I'm wearing right now, it goes in here but skims out, so you're not gonna see them. But I think that's a quick fix. Like I think it's about wearing clothes that not just hide, but you genuinely feel confident and beautiful in. Do you know what I mean? It's not just about hiding yourself. I actually tend to find things that show off my figure are actually more flattering and make me feel better, because I'm like, it's like makes you look like curvier and sexier, and it accentuates the parts you do like. That is very important. So stop obsessing like, hate my hip dips. Maybe like you look at your legs and you're like, yeah, but my legs are fire. Like I hate my belly, but I like my boobs. So whatever chance I get, I'm gonna get the cleavage out. Do you know what I mean? Tits out for the lads. So just shift the focus, like focus on the parts you do like instead of the things you don't like, and accentuate them, because then overall you're gonna feel more beautiful. I think hip dips look sick, to be honest. Oh, my throat is hurting from fucking giving all this good advice. Oh my god, does anyone remember a Girls Aloud song that was like, I don't need no good advice, I'm already wasted? Is that a song? Fuck off, is that a song? Where's Siri? Do I even have Siri? Hello Siri? No? How does it work? Literally, this is how much I don't use Siri. Hello Siri.
Good afternoon, Sadie. How's it going?
It's going good, hun. Oh my god, it just said Kevin's hun. Wait,
would you like to try that?
No, shush. Girls Aloud. Girls Aloud, no good advice.
I found an answer. It's displayed on your iPhone.
No, it's just brought up their Wikipedia page. I'm going on YouTube. I actually hate Siri. What a dickhead. Is it a song? I don't need no good advice. Oh, it's come up. Wait, it's come up. This is all of you singing to me right now. Like, your advice is shit. Wow. On the stereo. Wow, they look... Cheryl's got short hair. Oh, those silver outfits, girls. Need no good advice. Okay, that's enough of that. Those silver outfits though. What a throwback. Oh my god, you know what? I just love Girls Aloud. I love girl bands. Like, that's made me so happy though. I knew I wasn't chatting shit. Okay, let's get serious now. Let's get serious. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is like boys' relationships. This one is actually from a boy. Said, the confidence to ask someone out, I'm so bad, help. Nah, honestly, like, I wouldn't like to be a boy. It must be so nerve-wracking, like, to just go up to a girl or like say to a girl, like, do you want to go out with me? I think it also can be awkward for girls as well, because now we're in this weird dating culture where it's kind of like, you're just seeing each other for ages, you're sleeping with each other, and then you're like, how do we ask, are we together? So I think that's the girl version, but actually being like, do you want to be my girlfriend? Or Or like, not even that, like, do you just want to like go on a date with me? I imagine it could just be a date, like asking someone to go out. Do you remember in school when you'd be like, do you want to go out with me? And you literally say it to a boy you met like once when you were 7, and he'd be like, yeah, and you're like, okay, now we're boyfriend and girlfriend, and you break up the next day. The worst thing someone can say is no. And most likely, if they're not a dick, and I'd like to think you wouldn't fancy someone who's a dick, they're not gonna be like, fuck off, no, you're disgusting, unless like that only happens in movies. I feel like they would be very nice about it and just sort of be like, I'm not in the right headspace, or I don't see you that way. And like, yeah, rejection is shit and it really can take you back, but that's honestly the worst, and it gets easier, but if you don't ask, you don't get. Do you know what I mean? So you need to put yourself out there, and you know, you never know, they could say yes, and it could be amazing and you get to go on a date. So yeah, you just have to try. I don't know, maybe before you ask, like, get a feel. Like, I feel like you kind of know if someone is feeling the same. Like, flirt a bit first, like, do some, like, jokey, like, flirty jokes. Like, if you say to them, like, oh, you look, I don't know how people talk, but I don't know how people flirt, but they're nice in that, or like, oh, like, you're stunning, or you give them a compliment, even just over DMs and stuff, and see how they reply. Because if a boy I liked said to me like, oh, like, you look sexy, and like I would reply with like flirty banter or like something like that, but if you don't fancy them, you just sort of be, you would just kind of shut it down if you didn't fancy them back, because you'd be like, oh, that's kind of weird, like someone I don't fancy is saying that I look sexy is kind of odd. So yeah, you need to kind of, if you're really scared, kind of see what you're getting from them, like test the waters before you really go. Because if you're just like, will you on a date with me, and it's so random, you need to like flirt before. But if you're flirting, I think they're gonna be nice back even if it's a no. So come on, like, I believe in you, let's just fucking go. And if it goes awful, you can always message me and I'll make you feel better, and we can just have a fucking laugh about it. Do you know what I mean? Literally playing is like Girls Aloud, no good advice. I don't need no good advice. Yeah, I actually did used to do singing in school, thanks for asking. I'm dating a boy who lives in Manny, which is Manchester. Big up Manny, literally the best night out, best place I've ever been to. As soon as lockdown's over, I will be going there. I will be going to Cirque in Manchester straight away. I'm actually falling for him so hard. I'm trying to keep my cool, lol. Okay, so good for you, girl. I feel like she likes a Manchester boy like H. I don't know why that's not a Manchester accent at all, but like, is it H? Are you dating H? Please tell me. Please, can you disclose? I don't know, why are you saying keep your cool? Are you scared to fall for someone? Because you're like, it is scary when you really like someone, you're like, shit, once you fall for them, you give them the power to hurt you. So is that what you're scared of? Or are you scared that he lives in Manchester and you don't? I don't think you should be scared. Like, obviously, if you are falling for someone and they live far away, you do have to consider these things, because you could really fall in love with this person, they could fall in love with you could have an amazing relationship, but you live apart, so how's that going to work? Manchester isn't actually that far. My best friend, her boyfriend lives in Manchester, she lives in Bristol, that's 5 hours, whereas London, I know this girl lives in London, London to Manchester is 2 hours. 2 hours on a train, fuck it, that's fine, that's absolutely fine. So honestly, Manchester isn't the worst place to live if one day you were to move, so I don't think you should be worried. I know it's hard to keep your cool at the early stages, like sometimes you just want to be like, oh my god, I fancy you so much, but you gotta play the game, girl. Like, even if you're falling, like, I just always think I'm like the fucking worst, playing hard to get, I'm like literally the biggest bitch. Like, you have to play the game. That's the funnest bit in the first bit of the relationship, when they're like chatting to you and you're like, no, like keeping your cool. But yeah, I don't think you should be scared. I think as long as you have your wits about you, because you don't want to get hurt, like, I think always have a little bit of your guard up. Like, even when you're in a relationship, save something for yourself, you know what I mean? Have a little bit of your guard always there. Don't give all of yourself ever. Even when you're married, mate, I'll be with my husband and still be like, having my guard up, do you know what I mean? Always keep something for yourself, that's what I'm saying. So never put 100% in, always have like 80% at the fucking most, do you know what I mean? Protect yourself, because you never know when it can just get all taken away. But I don't think you should be scared, like, relationships should be fun. So I want updates. So I'm very intrigued, babes. You need to let me know. Okay, so more about boys. The boys. Okay, this one says, I'm too attracted to fuckboys. How do I stop? I don't know, I feel like every girl struggles with this. Like, there's everyone's always like, oh yeah, fuck boys, but there is always something, an appeal about a bad boy, do you know what I mean? Like we're just terrible for it, or like someone you can fix, or someone that's going to be different for you, or sometimes when someone is too nice, it can put you off, like you like a bit of a chase, or sometimes it can be like, I don't know, you're just addicted to the drama. Like you might not even like a fuckboy, but you might not be ready at this time of your life to like have a really serious relationship. Like you enjoy the single life, maybe you enjoy the thrill of like the texting stage, like that is the excitement. So maybe I think you're like, you might just enjoy the drama, that's the thing, and that's completely fine. I don't know, you just have to think, what, like, is the thrill, is the excitement worth like being hurt? You know they're fuckboys, you know they're gonna either cheat on you, they're not gonna treat you how you want. So after this kind of phase calms down, you kind of have to think, well, I'm never gonna get what I want from them. They may be fit, they may be attractive, but you don't deserve to be treated that way. So, and also you will probably find a guy that does give you both, that gives you that excitement as well as being nice. Like they're not two separate things, do you know what I mean? So I don't know, I think play them at their own game. Depends, if you want a relationship, then don't go there. But if you just want like a little fling, enjoy it. How to not be attracted to them, I honestly don't know. I don't know the physics of human attraction. Like I think if we could all be not attracted to certain people, we would fucking click a button and be like, I think a lot of us would just not be attracted to men, do you know what I mean? Just be a lesbian, life would be so much easier, but that's not how attraction works. You won't be attracted to fuckboys forever, trust me. There's one thing that clicks and you're like, nah, I can't be arsed with this anymore, I want to be with a nice guy. Okay, this one's a bit more of like, maybe a serious one. Well, they're all serious, but me and my boyfriend have lived together for 2 years, but we don't sleep in the same bed. I actually, when I lived with my ex, we had 2 rooms, and one was like his room, one was my room. Everyone thought it was really weird, but it was like, I just needed my own space and my own things. Like I like to have my girly things around me. But because we had 2 beds, it was obviously good for guests to come round. But saying that, like sometimes we did genuinely used to sleep in separate beds because people struggle with sleep. Like some people get insomnia, like he sleeps so late and I always had to be out for work, our sleeping patterns were fucked, then he'd come in and wake me up. So sometimes I would just sleep in my bed. Like it's nice to have your own space, but majority of the time we sleep together. So I think what you need to ask yourself is it, are you sleeping apart because it's a sleeping issue? Because if it's a sleeping issue, then I think it's actually okay, because as long as your relationship's good in every other aspect, like it's perfect and you give each other attention every day and you hug and kiss and still have sex and stuff, then at night you're like, night babe, like we just can't sleep together because you snore or you kick me in the night, or like you just have issues with sleeping, then I think that's fine. Like just because other people can sleep together doesn't mean everyone can. Like I definitely can relate, like when I've struggled with sleeping, it was always good to have another bed. But if you think you've got like this weird intimacy issue because of it, then I think, yeah, it may be a problem. Like I feel like because you wrote it in, it clearly is a problem and you feel worried about it. But don't feel worried about it just because that's what other people do. Like if your relationship's fine apart from that, then just keep sleeping in separate beds. It doesn't really matter. You don't need to sleep in the same bed. But I don't know, if you feel like, I guess it's like a lot of the part of a relationship is like sleeping together, like cuddling, kissing. That's the time where you get to be intimate together and like have sex. Oh my god, do you know what I mean? So if those parts aren't in your relationship, that is a massive part of a relationship. And if you feel worried about this, then I think the best thing would to be like really sit him down and talk to him and be like, why has this happened? Why are we sleeping in separate beds now? Like, is it just because of corona? I feel like this is going to put a massive pressure on relationships anyway, because you're always with each other. It's kind of like, maybe bedtime is like, fucking hell, it's the only time I can like get my own space. But the only way you're gonna get over this is if you sit down and talk to him. But I don't necessarily think just because you sleep in a separate bed is something huge to worry about, but you know deep down whether there's other issues, do you know what I mean? Maybe you just, yeah, need to really discuss it with him. And if it's something that's upsetting you but he wants to sleep in separate beds, then don't know, could there be a compromise? Like I used to sleep in my own bed like maybe once a week because my ex used to go out really late. But yeah, could there be a compromise? Could it be like, okay, on weekdays when we're working, when we need to be up, can we sleep in separate beds? But then weekends it's like fun and we sleep together, and that could be actually quite exciting because it could be like a little sleepover and it could bring like the sexual chemistry back. So I think that's actually oh my god, why am I so good at giving advice? But yeah, maybe you could come to a compromise, because obviously there is a reason. But yeah, just talk to him. It's better to talk to him than talk to me. Okay, this other one as well is quite a serious one. I'm leaving my husband due to mental abuse, but I'm scared of what my family will say. Okay, first of all, I think I speak for everyone in saying I think it's amazing that you've left him, and I think I'm so proud of you. And I think people don't realise the amount of mental strength it takes to do that. One, you're married, like that's so serious. It's not just a little relationship, and I can't even imagine like the shit you've probably gone through. I've been in a relationship before where I felt you don't even realise at the time that you're being mentally abused, but then sometimes you look back and like I started googling like emotional abuse, and I think if people actually googled emotional abuse they would realise how toxic some things can be. And I can even say honestly, I've looked back at situations and what I've done to other people and thought, oh, maybe I also was kind of, we were toxic for each other and I was giving them emotional abuse. So I think people need to be very aware of it, and you don't realise when you love someone so much sometimes what they can be doing to you. So I think the fact, one, you've recognised it, realised it's wrong, got through it, and you're leaving him. I'm gonna sneeze, but hold that thought. Oh my god, I hate when a sneeze doesn't come. Why are you doing this to me? I've been broke so many times, I don't know what to believe. I think the fact you've left him, or you're leaving him, fucking salute to you. I think you're amazing, and I think you're 100% doing the right thing, and don't let anyone tell you different. Okay, next up, obviously that's not your issue, but then you're worried what your family will say. This confuses me. So you haven't told your family about the things going on. I think that would definitely be the first step. What is it, because your family like love him and that you're worried they'll be like, why are you leaving him? And then you have to talk about the mental abuse. I really honestly think you should. You don't need to tell everyone in your family the full details, but someone you really trust, doesn't have to just be like your parent or the typical person, your mum. Anyone in your family that you feel closest to and feel is going to understand you the most, you need to talk to them first, because I think talking to one person at a time is better than being like at the family barbecue, yo, like I'm breaking up with Brad, like, do you know what I mean? Because then it's like it's a lot. So talk to one person at a time. But look, they're your family, they love you, whether they love him or whether he's they think he's amazing, whatever. Like once they hear what's been going on, you need to tell them, and you need to at least tell them some of it, because they are gonna want to know, sadly, why you're leaving him. But you'll feel so like loved, and they'll probably give you emotional support. Obviously I don't know your family situation, but you can't be scared of what they'll say. Like this is a minor issue compared to what you've just overcome. Is amazing. This is just like the little aftermath bits of clearing it up of like what they'll say. They'll probably be very shocked for you and like sad that this happened to you, but I truly think like they love you, they're your family, like they're gonna be there for you. So I really think you should talk to one first and then go on to others. But I'm wishing you all the luck, girl. I think good things are gonna be coming your way, and I think I'm just so proud of you. So I broke up with my boyfriend of 7 years after disrespecting me again. He says it won't happen again. Well, you said he disrespected you again, so he's already done it loads of times. Therefore, I think you can see the pattern, like you know deep down in your gut, like he's done it a few times before. He says it won't happen again. It fucking will. I just don't think someone can change if they keep doing it. And the thing is, I think there's that saying, maybe I'm gonna say it wrong, but it's something like, fool me once, like hurt me once, fall on you. No, what is it? Fool me once, like basically if they fool you once, that's on them. But if they fool you twice, that's on you. I don't know the real saying, but comment if you know it. I'm just saying like the first time is like they fucked up. If you let them do it, if they do it again, that you've done that to yourself, do you know what I mean? You're just showing him how to treat you. Every time you take him back, he just like, yeah, I'll get away with it. Like he'll do the puppy dog eyes and he'll just get away with it. Do you know what I mean? I really don't think he's gonna change after 7 years. I know it's hard, but you deserve to be happy and deserve to be with someone that doesn't keep disrespecting you, and that person will be out there. And if you keep going back, you're just gonna waste more of your life and more of your time. I think you broke out of him, cut it clean, and just be like, I've had absolutely enough, I feel like it sounds like you have. Fuck it. Fuck him. Let him go disrespect another girl, not you, honey. Be strong. Okay. My friend has a boyfriend of 4 years and he's unsure if he ever wants kids. What do I tell her? God, that is hard. That is a hard one. I think it's very hard in relationships when you both have either conflicting morals or things, but also if you want two very different things in life. Like, I feel like this can be about anything, whether you want kids or not, whether you want to live in a certain place or not. This must be so difficult for people, and I think you could be in love with someone so much, but like kids, like that brings people so much joy. And like some people, like that they were just made to have kids, and a lot of people want kids and a lot of people don't want kids, and I think those two things just, it can't work. How can that work? Well, one person's gonna not enjoy their life either way. Either the guy is gonna be forced to have kids and he's gonna hate it and regret it and resent the woman, and you don't know, like he could end up like, you've seen it happen before, he could end up just cutting her out of his life and not talking to his kid. You don't know. If people don't want them, it's probably not a good idea to have kids with someone who doesn't want them, do you know what I mean? Could ruin a relationship. And then same with the girl, if she's like, okay, well, I love you so much, I won't force this on you, your whole life you're gonna wonder like, oh my god, I wanted a family and now I've not had it. Either way, someone's compromising, and I don't think that's good. So I don't know if you, I don't know what you guys think in the comments. I really don't know if you can have a relationship. So I think it's going to be hard to support her, but it's like, it's just so hard to give advice on this, but because you don't want to be harsh, you don't want to be like, oh, you're gonna have to break up with him, but, and also you never know, how young are they? They've been together 4 years, but if they're like my age, like 24, like I don't know if I want kids right now, really. I probably will later on, but maybe that does, you do grow into that, but like, do you want to wait? Oh, like this, she really needs to have a serious conversation, and they both need to think, is this worth it then? Like he needs to kind of make a decision. Like she doesn't want to waste her time, do you know what I mean? So yeah, just kind of say what I said in a much nicer way because she's your friend. Okay, so I think the video is getting really long, so I'm just gonna quick fire do a few more. Oh, I think I'll just do one more. I'm really sorry if I haven't answered yours, by the way. We can make this a series. I'm just loving this. This is really fun. Okay, how did you manage to move from your hometown, and what was the process? I want to move, lol. Okay, yeah, moving is hard, but I think the process I did is I had a reason first why I wanted to move, is I wanted to study fashion. And I was like, I need to be in London to study fashion. And then you just sort of work backwards from there, like, why do you want to move, and then how do you get there? Like you just need to put everything into a step-by-step. Maybe get a massive planning session, get Google up, get a notepad, and really like work step-by-step. First, what do I need to do? The end goal is obviously you want a house, you want to move, but think of all the little things that are going to come with that. So I was like, right, well, one, I'm going to need money. So I started saving loads. I think whenever you move, like it's good just to have a little bit of a cushion of money. So if you have the mindset of move, just stop buying stupid things. Like I just stopped buying so many clothes and really saved, because I knew, especially because London is expensive. Next, so yeah, save up money, and next obviously you need to start, you're gonna need a job when you get there. So I think you can do it either way. I personally would prefer to have a job sorted before I move, but I know that doesn't always work out the way you want. But so at the time I worked on a Smashbox makeup counter, so I just spoke to my manager and was like, I want to move to London, like please can you transfer me? So if that's possible with your job, speak to them and say, can I move to a London branch, or move, I don't know where you're moving to, I don't know where you're from, but move to Manchester branch or whatever. And if that's not an option, then you're gonna need to sort out a job. So it's like a little step-by-step, save money, then think about the career you're gonna do, or are you gonna study, like what, those things, like where are you gonna do that? Because I think that will help. Once you kind of know the area you're working in, it might change the area you're gonna wanna live in. And then next, it would be finding a place to live. I assume because you messaged me, you're gonna be living either on your own or with other people. Spare Room is such a good app because you can find like nice flatmates, and I think if you're moving to a new city, it's good people that you're gonna live with, because instantly you're gonna have someone to like chat to, and like you might really get on with them and get to like have fun with them, and then you instantly have some friends. So I think Spare Room is good. I know it's scary, the thought of living with other people, but yeah, you just gotta go for it because it can be really fun and rewarding, and I've ended up having good friends from Spare Room, and you get to chat to the people and see them, and it just is really helpful. So yeah, that'll be my 3 steps. Figure out your finances, figure out a job, and figure out where you're gonna live. But yeah, I can do more of a video on this if you're interested. That's the sort of basis of it. Okay, I'm gonna end the video there because I feel like literally it's like the clouds are coming in, it's getting dark outside, but I really enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for sending your dilemmas in. I really hope I was helpful and didn't just confuse you more or chat shit. And yeah, maybe we could do this as a series and we could do more focused ones, so I could do like moving ones or like uni ones or career or boys or whatever. So yeah, but thank you and have a lovely rest of your week. Mwah!